Namaskar, I'm Limesh Parekh, and you have started watching our video 4.1 of chapter number 4. And the name of the chapter is Making Your Users Use CRM. And it is part of the course Certified Sangam CRM Business Leader. So you must have seen 3 videos till now. I refer to the earlier chapters and their videos. Actually, there are 4 chapters as we have a chapter number 02. You have come here after watching them. If you have come here directly and jumped here without watching them, then please don't do it. Here, a lot of what is being discussed is dependent on the earlier chapter. And these chapters 1, 2, 3, 4 are like levels, they are like stages. You can't jump. If you have not properly completed the basic, then the advanced chapter would not be understood properly. Be aware of this and then you move ahead. By default, not only for your company, but for any company in the world, this is very difficult, right? In many companies, I've seen this and I'm sharing factual stories. I have proof for this. There are people who punish employees for not using CRM. Sometimes your salary would be deducted, or your leaves would be used, or your wages would be cut, etc. Even after this, people do not use CRM. I have also seen some people who pay employees for every CRM entry. Still, people do not use CRM. Okay? So, such punishment and rewards, they do not make people use CRM. There are some other factors. In fact, there are a lot of factors. Hence, for the entire course, this is the most important and the longest video. Please watch it attentively. You might have to note several points. Often you will find facts that may require you to watch the video again, then please do so. The fundamental idea is to create such an environment where usage would be increased. How should you create such an environment? What is needed for this, what should not be done, and what you should definitely not do. And several other things will be covered in chapter 4.1. Generally, what people do is, if CRM is not used, they say that the software was not suitable, and it's not true. Not that it's untrue, but only sometimes. It's not always untrue. Alright? Firstly, decide what is not friendly, the process or CRM, because it is you who designed the process. Moreover, you cannot say that the CRM is flawed if you have bought the CRM as per the guidance in this course, or if you have implemented the CRM on the basis of this course. Okay? If you come to know at this stage, this is now, that it is not user friendly, then something is wrong. It means that you may not have followed the first 2 steps properly. Either the buying process has not been done appropriately or the implementing process is not as guided. That's what caused this trouble. This should be very carefully understood. And generally, several people blame the software as it is an easy thing to do. Just blame it on the vendor, it will be sorted out, they think. But the problem is not that. Blaming the vendor does not solve your problem. CRM won't be done. It will be just another experience. Such an experience is not useful. You can compare using CRM with this example. If you give money to a gym and a dietitian, there is no guarantee that you will get fit, right? You will need to do the workouts. You will need to do as told by the gym instructor or eat food as told by the dietitian. If you say that you've paid for the services and now you would continue to do what you are used to doing and still get fit, that won't work. This example seems personal, but it is absolutely appropriate. It is very important to know this. Now let's look at the agenda, the things that will be discussed in this chapter. The benefit of CRM that will happen to your organization is directly proportional to how well your team members are using CRM. They should use CRM, this is the proper term, not merely using CRM for reporting or using it for data entry. Brother, this is not for data entry. This is for managing the entire process. First, we will see what is the difference between implementation and execution. It seems the same, but it is not. Then we'll try to understand the real reason for not using CRM. If there was one reason why the team doesn't use it, then what would that be? Also, we shall discuss about how your team should know that you are serious about CRM. As the boss or as the team leader, you're serious about CRM. How will you convince your senior team? Senior team is very dangerous. Avoiding complications at every place, as complications become the excuse not to use CRM. Often people think that CRM would automatically escalate issues, send notifications, and if gamification is done, then it would be used often. Experience and research say that CRM usage does not increase by doing all of this. Okay, please be aware of this. Several people also do this. They implement CRM and also continue parallel reporting. What is this parallel reporting? Why and how is it done? And why it should not be done? We will discuss in point number 7. There is some more to discuss. The leadership team, meaning your senior members and you, should know and understand how reports are seen in CRM. If you become dependent on someone, then it would not work, right? If you feel it's too complicated for me and I don't want to look at it and I'm the leader, this is all fine. But you need to consider this. Process training is more important than CRM training. This is discussed before. Here it is taken up again as it is needed here too. Generally, it so happens that if you tell your team member to do a task, they don't do it. Its reason is explained here. They don't do as you tell them to do, but they do as you do. As why does this happen and why does this happen and how to handle this or use this, we'll discuss this in point number 10. In point number 11, we'll be taking up a very interesting point. How information and experience are exchanged. The better exchange you can do, the better speed you will get. Then, how to templatize your communication with your sales and service team. If you templatize it properly, then you are through. It will be very smooth then. Great. Many people miss out on this point. If a team member leaves your company, then what should be done? We will talk about what you need to do in this scenario. We'll also talk about the problems that it will lead to if these things are not done in point number 13. In point number 14, we will discuss this how you should conduct your team's review meetings in relation to CRM data. It is very important. Then we'll also discuss the philosophy of analytics and reporting. If you understand the philosophy properly, then CRM report and its entire case would be understood smoothly. CRM has data, data as well as process. Then quality analysis of the data and the process would be necessary. We'll discuss this in DQA and PQA points. Then come the sales target, funnel forecast. We'll clarify these ideas. Later, we'll discuss about OPR dashboard for bosses. So, the OPR dashboard is a revolutionary thing. How will you use it? It is very powerful. However, like every powerful thing, you need to understand its use. It is same for OPR. In point number 19, we'll understand some best practices and tips. Come, let's begin. Let's understand the difference between implementation and execution. They look similar, but they are not. Actually, they are not two concepts, but three: strategy, implementation, and execution. The meaning of strategy is action of planning how to do or achieve something. That means if you finalize that you're going to implement CRM to achieve these goals and objectives, then it is your strategy. A strategy is always to achieve something. All right? If you don't know the result, then the strategy is not set. A strategy implies that you know the desired end result. So, for example, you have decided that you want CRM for achieving this goal and this objective. Then this is called strategy. Then implementing CRM is the next stage. The technical definition of implementation is different. And by that, I mean it is deeper than this. But we can consider this meaning for ourselves: configuring CRM and training our team, setting up processes, conducting training for processes and CRM. All these activities form implementation, right? So, in the implementation stage, you are ready for execution. The execution has not yet started, but it will start now. So, what will happen in execution? Actually, doing things. It means putting into action what you had planned in the strategy. Now we will do that. Implementation was the middle phase where you prepared for execution. Many people get confused here and either they mix these two or ignore them, right? Many bosses feel that merely by setting the strategy, the work would be done. This does not happen. It does not happen by thinking, but happens by doing. You will need to do it. In execution, that entire environment is to be set up so that people will be able to do all that you want them to do, and then you will get it done by them. Both these things are important. Let's take an example. Consider this. The concept of Aadhaar or Aadhaar card or Aadhaar number in India is a significant thing in the world. When the government thought about this and decided that such a unified identification system should be there, that was the strategy part. They must have thought about its result, its benefits, and its disadvantages, ways of execution, and many other things. That was the strategy to have that system which would help them to achieve the desired goals and objectives. Then they created the entire framework, created the software, the systems, portal, and set out the processes. They trained the people about doing this and also included others in the team. That was implementation. The third stage was that all citizens of India documenting their identification, generating the database, taking photos and fingerprints of all, connecting bank accounts of all, connecting the banks further. All this was the execution part. Thus, this was the strategy, its implementation, and its execution. It's important to understand all three things in detail. This will help you very much not only in implementing or executing CRM, but for anything in your business or life. Now, what's the real reason your team is not using CRM? There can be many reasons, but one of them will be a significant one, right? And true, there are many reasons, and every reason contributes for the problems. So, we will understand all of them. But one of them is most important. CRM is not appropriate, cannot be a reason. You have selected it after due diligence through proper buying process, and after doing all the processes, you have selected it. You have implemented it. You have only done it. So now, if you say that my CRM is not proper, then that means the earlier two steps were done improperly. That should not have happened. One reason is poor planning and design. Either you have wrongly implemented it or did not give proper training to the team, or too many fields and processes have been created. So many have been made without thinking how your team would accept the change. Okay, there are these many fields and processes, but training in equal proportion should have been imparted. That was not done. This is the difficulty. After this, a major mistake that people make is that they do not carry out a review. You feel you purchased it and the task is done. Now it will run itself. That's what people think. It does not function automatically, right? Nothing functions that way. Even if you put just an attendance system in the company, even that does not run automatically. You have to work towards it. Another reason is parallel reporting. Later in the video, we'll see what the problem of parallel reporting is, but this is one reason for sure. However, the most important reason is this: your team knows that you are not serious. Yes, your team knows that you are not serious. Then another question arises: how will you make your team realize that you're serious? That you're serious about it. The team should realize that if you don't do this, then it will not be accepted. They will have to do it. The company is very serious about it. Your will should be shown. It should be visible. This may be very critical and crucial part in your entire CRM journey. When your team realizes that we are all doing this and it is impossible to function without using it, they should understand this clearly. It is not that when Sir had gone to some meeting on Saturday evening, there it was discussed, and this is just a speculation which would be settled in a few days. They should realize that this is not the case. Often people miss this. We talk about it and then we leave. Then the staff understands it well that this is just for the sake of saying, a passing idea which flew away. This should not happen. Now, let me tell you a short story. Then this concept will be clear. This happened many years ago. It is one of the experiences of our organization. At that time, we had internally decided that we would insert an extra field and opportunity module and name it as gross margin. In our sales, everyone knows that there is gross margin on every deal. They were also given an explanation about how to calculate it. Training was also imparted to all in our conference room. Then we explained to them how this should be inserted in the field. All this was explained. At that time, we were 9 members in our sales team. So all of this happened. We conducted the training on Monday morning and they were supposed to start the entries by Monday. And on Monday night, I was going to Malaysia and I was supposed to reach there by Tuesday morning. After getting up on Tuesday, I saw the mobile app and saw the PR dashboard. That's when I came to know that no one had entered the details. After realizing this, I called everyone one by one. By keeping the phone going, I told each person to upgrade the app and I had time to continue the call. At that time, ISD or international call cost was very high there, and I spent it and called all of them. All persons did this. Then I asked everyone about the reason how it was missed out. Someone told me they'd forgotten. Someone also asked me if it was really supposed to be done. They thought they were just being trained. People are so innocent. You too must have such persons. Many people forgot it just casually. Some thought that I was not serious. If it is done, it's okay. If not done, still okay, right? Okay. Even after this much training and efforts, despite all of this, right? That too, when I do not have the worst team in the world, rather, I have the best team in the world. This happens nonetheless with everyone, and it's a journey of team building. And then everyone changed it. I did it by keeping the call going on Tuesday. When I checked again on Wednesday, I found that out of 9, 5 persons had done it and 4 still had not done it. So I thought that this was a step forward. 5 people are up to the mark. They're following the process. 4 people had not done it, and I called those 4 persons. Even at that time, some of them gave excuses. Some people always find excuses for everything. Then they told me that they would do it. It was skipped because there were too many calls, etc. They gave excuses, but they did it. Next day, on Thursday, I found that out of the 9, 7 persons had done this. 2 persons were remaining. Then I called these 2 persons again. This time I did not tell them to do it. I just told them to decide whether they wished to stay or not. Because if I needed to remind them again and again, then I could not do my business. Right? I have one favorite line. I did not leave CA to become a PA of people like you. You can also choose such a favorite line of yours, it would be helpful. So, after this process, henceforth, we never missed anything, right? This is very important. It's worth remembering. Involvement of the senior team is necessary. A regular review meeting should be there, and the seniors should conduct them. In my case, I had called, and that was the kind of review meeting for them. I had done it after seeing the CRM screen. It should be done through CRM screen. There should not be parallel reporting, which means that I first ask them on WhatsApp and there they respond that they will do, they will manage, etc. This leads to nowhere. And if it does not work in the way in which you had desired, then spend some time with them. At that time, international calls were very costly and I still did it. Get involved. If it is not happening, then asking them to talk to the CRM vendor would not solve it. As I had said, it is very convenient to think that CRM is not user friendly. Generally, the problem is not with the CRM. It is in the processes we did, or in the training we imparted, or in the lack of follow up. This is a very distinct kind of point. Here, you need to convince your senior team that we are going to use CRM. This is the same senior team that constitutes the strong pillars of your company. They are very powerful persons with huge impact in determining the direction of your company. If some mistake happens here, then it cannot be allowed to continue. So the point is how you will convince your team. This mistake happens at many instances. Please be aware that you avoid these mistakes, else you would not be able to get anything out of it, and you would say that I had not informed you. Now I have told you. Many people think that all our seniors are very busy. So to begin with, let all the juniors work with CRM. Then we will ask the seniors to do the work with CRM, isn't it? I pause to make you think about this. Do you think this will work? That first the junior staff should use it as all the seniors are busy? You cannot explain this to juniors and they will also not accept it. If I'm a junior in your company and all these rules are imposed on me and I'm seeing that my seniors are not doing all this, then obviously I would think that all this is a farce for the time. In 6 months, I'll too become a senior and then I would not need to do this. Everyone thinks of this as a burden. They feel this way, right? Please don't make this mistake of asking the junior staff to use it as the seniors are busy or they might not accept. They not accepting it is a difficult situation, but you must convince them, right? If you cannot convince them, then how can you decide the direction? Try to think on these lines that there is one table that we need to push, right? And you have a team of 10 to 11 persons. Out of these, there are 3 people who are very senior. You have to push the table in one direction, but these 3 most powerful persons, they did not even think of pushing it in the same direction, but probably not in the desired direction. Do you think the table would move in that direction where you wish to take it? No, it will not. Think about this peacefully. Then discuss this with your senior team. The approach of asking the juniors to use CRM would not work. It is for sure. One way of involving these seniors is this. When you have this idea that there should be something like CRM, start involving them right away. Right? This is the best idea. One more thing is worth doing. that tell all your team members to watch this course. Then tell them that we are not deciding to buy CRM. You just watch this course, and after that we'll decide it whether we want it or not, right? If we decide not to have it, then it's all right. This is because if you wish to bring CRM, but all your senior team does not wish to bring it, without them, you will not be able to do it. It will not happen. Mark my words. Hence, first convince them. Do not be in any misconception that once the juniors use it, they too will be convinced, or they would use it due to the fear of being regarded backward, etc. Don't have such misconceptions. If you believe that CRM is needed, then you will have to prove it by using it. It means that since you want it, you are seeing CRM reports, you're talking about it, you're engaged if it is not properly used, right? It can't happen that your team uses CRM while you avoid it. What will happen if the seniors adopt CRM first? Then the entire mood will be changed. The juniors will have examples set before them of the seniors using it. Since everyone is doing it, they too get involved. Okay. If the seniors start using it earlier, then it becomes very easy, right? Or everyone can start using CRM simultaneously. However, do not make the mistake of telling the junior staff to use it first. Next, complication should be avoided. An important person has said, simplicity is the best form of sophistication. Nothing can be truer than this. Make everything as simple as possible. In a previous video, I had shared a definition of perfection. Remember that part again. Now, how will you avoid the complications? But before this, we need to understand the change appetite of our team. How much transformation can they tolerate, right? It's different for every team. It also depends on your leadership skills about change management. How well you handle the change management would decide the change appetite of your team. You, you can face a complicated situation only after understanding this concept. You also need to see the bandwidth of your team. I'll share an example. We had one client who had made an advertisement on IndiaMart and on their website, and so they received many leads. Then they created a process of 15 steps for their sales team, and their team had just 10 persons. Okay. However, the process and the load of leads simply didn't match, so the CRM could not even start. Here they had two alternatives, either to enlarge the team or reduce the 15-step process. In both scenarios, the problem would be solved. But the difficulty was that they did not consider the bandwidth of the team. Thus, this mistake was made. The bandwidth of the team is crucial. You need to think whether what they're being told to do is within their capabilities or not. It's important. Please don't ignore this. This is a very basic aspect. Keep CRM simple. Grow it phase wise. A revolution would not come on the first day. Training and regular training is necessary. Once you impart the training, all will remember it forever, is a very dangerous thought. Please don't have this misconception. This did not happen for anyone, and it would not happen for you too. I repeat it again. Maybe it has been repeated 3 or 4 times. Process training is more important than CRM training. All your processes, customer service or sales, that training should be given to the team. Your team should know the process that they are doing. This is a fallacy. The more the feeds, the more the data, the more reports, the more the better. More is not better. It's wrong. In fact, it can mislead you to think that you're in control. This does not give any control. It just creates confusion. Control will come with focus. You will have that focus when you manage a very critical thing properly. One more concern is this. Through escalations and gamification, we would make the users get used to the process. I have a very interesting story regarding this, which I will share with you here. Here's what happened. Suppose there is a Mr. Suresh. Suresh ji is a business owner. This is what he did in his office. He had a team of 8 who worked in the sales section. Mr. Ramesh was the sales manager. We have several stories of Suresh and Ramesh. So Ramesh is the sales manager. These 8 persons report to Ramesh. The owner, Suresh, decided to configure CRM in such a way that all users can be acquainted and none misses out. He implemented it with this thought and introduced the following idea. For every lead or opportunity for which a follow-up was missed, a notification mail was sent to the user. He made this system. And in case if the sales staff missed again, Then Suresh thought to send another notification the next day. And if it was missed, the email on the next day had the subject of warning with capital letters. And on the next day, one mail was also sent to Ramesh, the sales manager, to convey to him that his salesperson is not doing the follow up. With this setup, they implemented it. And they also thought this: if the salesperson missed the follow up for the second time, on the third day, a notification would be sent to the owner. Suresh too. What happened after this is worth knowing. If the salesperson missed out 2 to 3 orders, then he started receiving messages. On the next day, he received 2 messages: one warning message, as this was the second day, and the new messages as 2 to 3 orders were missed out even on that day. So there were messages for that day too. Thus 5 6 messages with updates were received. And think about Ramesh, his situation. There are 8 persons under Ramesh, and these all persons miss 3 to 4 follow-ups daily. So Ramesh started receiving daily many messages. 8 multiplied by 4, 32 messages. Ramesh had made a rule in his email. He was using the email client of Gmail or Outlook. He made a system that when such notification emails would come, they would be sent to another folder and not in the inbox, as his inbox would be crowded. Right? I think you're understanding what I wish to convey. The same rule was made by their team members. So the entire team was troubled by the notification and no work happened. Right? People also made similar rules and no one is checking the emails. No one is seeing anything. The entire process was useless. Please do not make this mistake. It does not bring any result. Instead of this, a culture should be developed. How could it be developed? Out of the 8, if anyone skipped a follow up, Ramesh, the sales manager, would call up the person in the evening on the same day and talk about why the process was not updated in the system. Did the person not talk with the client? Or was the CRM not updated? You may say that he would need to call every day. No, it would not be required every day. Just think, if you are an employee and I'm the boss and I call you for 3 days in a row, would you forget again on the 4th day? There's no chance. You know that he is bound to call you. Then you will not forget and will do it for sure. So, this task of cultivating a habit is rather simple, but the difficulty is that we don't think this can be done in this way. So, focus on such a culture. Everyone should have a habit that before leaving in the evening, they should check what is remaining and complete it the next day, else, the work would never get done. Why do we need notifications? Is it not possible that you open the CRM app and there itself you can see what is pending, what has been done, and what is still remaining? If this habit is inculcated, then it is best for the result. However, what happens is CRM app sends email notifications and email app gets those notifications when you read. Only after reading the mail, you would go to the app. Why this, dear? Instead of this, directly check it. This change looks a little difficult, but when it takes place, long-term result is achieved, for sure. It is hard to focus when there are so many emails coming to your mailbox. Okay. When CRM is sending you mails, it should just be 1, 2, or 3. It is more than enough. And the email should be sent only when something important has taken place that needs your attention. Only then you should get an email. Moreover, why do we need an email notification for something which is a part of the duty for someone, right? If today my follow-up list has 12 customer names, then it is my duty. Why do I need a reminder for this? I can check it directly. Just think about this concept. You need to understand how do we bring in this culture. This will be useful not only in CRM but in any system. Unless we work on this, the desired result would not be seen by sending notifications, as most people miss the notifications. When I don't do that, when I do not even know my responsibility, then how is it possible that an email would work? I don't think so. You can ponder over this. Here's a trick to fix this. There is a large company in India. It rapidly became a large company. I learned this from the CEO there. In the company, every employee's KRA would focus only on 3 points. You need to take care of these 3 points. They need to see only the 3 reports, right? The company didn't start this practice when it grew. It was started when the company was very small. I think this idea is good and it can be implemented. Now, the next concern is this: what is parallel reporting, why it leads to confusion, and why it totally harms your CRM? Let's look at some examples of parallel reporting. I'm a boss and I have a habit that I will see every report only in Excel. My company has CRM. I have paid for it. But I don't wish to see CRM as since many years I have the habit of checking the report in Excel. Right? This is not an old habit, it is an ancient habit. Remember this. I had a discussion with someone. I asked, how were the Excel formats made? He told me that they are being used since many years. Then I asked, there would be a day when you created them, right? He replied, no, it is not like this. He said they borrowed the format from one of his friends' companies where they were being used. This means there was no scientific basis for this old style format. Fine, then why not try this? CRM provides a dashboard with scientific system. Why not seek its help? One thing is clear, the dashboard or the Excel format which they were using in the past was not made with a scientific approach. It was just copied from someone. Then why not do this? This would be better. Another type of parallel reporting is there, and it is very dangerous. You contact your team on a call or a WhatsApp and ask what happened, and the team responds to you on WhatsApp or the call. Right? You have not even looked at the CRM system. It means your team member might have updated in the CRM, and yet you're asking about it on WhatsApp, right? Then, with this practice, what kind of signal are you sending to your team? Informing you on call or on WhatsApp is more necessary than CRM because the boss does not see CRM. With this thinking, they too would shift towards this harmful practice. And over time, they start feeling that CRM is just extra work. It is just a waste of time. The team feels that they have to do it because the boss has asked for it. Moreover, they had reported you already. They've informed you about the discussion with the client on WhatsApp. Now, why are you forcing them to update it on CRM? They are bound to think on these lines. And I'm sharing this information with you after talking to several team members, NJ members, and others. Its fundamental reason is this: the owners, bosses, or the team leaders, they don't change their habits. We need to change our habits, brother, else this would never succeed. Now, let's come to the point number 8. Here, the concern is that as the boss or as the team leader, why do you need to learn how reports are made in CRM? I feel it's necessary to learn this. And why? I'll give you a reason for it. As we've been discussing, any transformation must begin from the top. And the idea of introducing CRM is a transformation. Thus, if your habit of making reports does not change, will the team change its habit of reporting? This is the problem. For this, it is necessary that the transformation should be driven from the top. This is a primary reason. Now, I'll tell you the main reason. Understanding this significant reason is necessary. In very old times, there were very few computers in organizations. Sometimes there was just one computer for 5 to 6 persons. They were all desktop. And the software too was very old. Okay. They were not connected with networks. They would not be available on the web. They were not real time. In those old days, there was a routine to update the software every Saturday, once in a week, or once in a month. These were generally data churning machines, right? They were regarded as such. They were so complex that only a few people would be able to operate them. Okay? A technical team was in place for this work. The programmers would extract reports. In English, the term used was pulling the reports. This is not proper English, but this term was used. This is the case of the old time. Now think about the case in the present life. Moreover, we need to understand one thing. If, as a business owner, I'm looking at such reports which one of my junior programmers has designed, then what should I see in it? Should I see that which I want to see, or should I see that which he wishes me to see? Right? It is said that some cars are suited to be a chauffeur driven, and some cars are made for self driving. Sangam CRM is a product which is made for self driving. It is very easy and powerful also. I will show it to you. So instead of being dependent on any junior person and telling him to make a design for what to see, you better see it yourself. It would be more efficient. And this is the new era software. It is not desktop. It is both web and mobile oriented. It is all in real time. And it is with everyone. It is with all your team members. You also have it. Thus, everyone has its access. Then why should we expect that someone will create the reports and only then we shall use it? This would create a layer and it would cause delay between you and the information of your business. Okay, remove it. Because everything is live, you need to manage CRM reporting on your own. One significant advantage is that when you make the reports yourself, you can do a what if analysis. You would argue that it's possible in Excel also, but yes, maybe, but not as efficiently as in CRM. If you have not learned it, then learn reporting properly, it will change your life. Let's come back to this. Process training is more important than CRM training. I just thought you must have smiled. I know you feel that I've already shared this point. Why talk about it again? I'm discussing this again because it is very important. When people make mistakes there, they continue making mistakes. No process training was imparted in implementation, and it was not imparted even after that. If it was not imparted then, at least impart it now. It's very important that your team gets process training. When they don't get it, then what happens? The fields in the CRM reports of your team remain empty, or they don't know the importance of the fields. Then they feed anything there, or they keep the default value of the field there, or they enter an A, X, or a full stop or a dash. This is wrong. When they don't know what is the process and why we are doing this, then they start feeling that CRM is a reporting tool. They start feeling that they can do whatever they want, and here they need to report by filling it somehow. This fallacy will happen if the process training is not properly imparted. Let us understand it again. CRM is a tool to implement your process. It is not its substitute. Else, it could lead to mistakes. Another point is this: your team does not do what you tell them to do, they do what you do. You feel that it is logical, everyone knows it, but often people don't do this. Just give this a thought. The bosses never take the benefit of the fact that the team would do what they will do. They feel that the team would do what they would tell them. Some people also feel this way. I had sent an email that from tomorrow everyone will use CRM. They feel that as they've sent the email, it would happen. They should understand that they are running a company and not military. Military has this discipline. In companies, generally, it's not there, right? So the team members are also sometimes like our kids. They don't do what we tell, but they do what we do. One reason for this is that they have an advantage that while watching us, they can learn. Okay. When we tell them, many times they do not understand what to do. This idea sounds a little philosophical, but it is actually very practical. Please think about this peacefully. As the team leader or the boss, what I do defines the culture. How can I negotiate that? Without culture, this would not happen. Remember the junior senior topic which we discussed earlier. If the top team uses CRM, others will use it for sure. Now let's come to a very interesting concept. It's about exchange of information and experience. It is very useful not only for CRM but for everything else also. We will also see how it is put into practice. You can take it this way: if you talk about sales management, then this is the secret of sales management. And if you talk about service management, then it's the secret of service management. And it is so because your executives who talk with the customers, who meet them, who visit their offices, visit their companies, they have plenty of information, right? They have come after experiencing the environment there. They have much information. And you, other team leaders, the managers, they all have plenty of experience. And the faster we can exchange this information, their information should reach us and our experience should reach them. Okay? The better your team will perform. The better paced this exchange is, the faster your team will grow. Right? How do you do this? There are two steps. The first step is, as the owner, as the boss, the team leader, you should spend 20 minutes on OPR dashboard twice a day. Not 20 minutes twice, you spend 10 minutes twice in a day. In CRM, there is an owner notification. What this owner notification is, we shall see in the user related course. Then you will come to know about it. Still, I'll mention in short. The concept of owner notification is that I'm the boss and I have a salesperson with 10 leads assigned, and suppose his follow up in that has gone wrong. Now, as the leads are assigned to him, he's the owner. If I select the 10 leads together and comment on that, then an email will be sent to him. This is notification to the owner, and it's very important. It does 3 to 4 things at a time. One thing is that the team member comes to know that someone is there who's monitoring him, right? Secondly, I can also comment on it individually. What happens in such individual comments? I can share my information with my team member, such as, I know this client personally. If you need any help, tell me. This can be useful. See, my experience is being put in practice. My contacts are helping here. Thirdly, it can also be possible that I know some client and I may know that they will just pretend to give money. I can also communicate this information to my salesperson in the comment saying, make hard negotiation and be prepared, as these people would hesitate to pay us, and so don't work without advance, right? In this way, there can be many scenarios. Then your team member would have a lot to learn from you, right? And this can be a very good motivation for that person. He would constantly learn, and it is beneficial. It is beneficial for you that you're telling this to them through this medium. Think in this way: when you have your morning tea, you went through this process in 20 minutes. You just clicked and sent messages to all persons. Till you reach the office, everyone has this message. You also have a CC office email. Everyone knows that the boss has come after seeing the reports. Just think how big this is. That the entire team knows that you have seen the report in CRM. Let me tell you, this creates huge impact. Also, conduct review meetings on CRM and use this idea there too. If you just keep talking about the target, you would never know where your team member is stuck. This is problematic. With some people or some teams, here is another practice that is popular. Some staff member or even the boss has a habit that when they see a major overdue in the CRM, most of the things are not proper, then they take it screenshot and share it in their WhatsApp group. No one sees it. No result comes out of it. Or people send an email stating, please update your CRM data. No one does it. Fine. Instead of doing it this way, if you communicate properly, it would be set right. And yes, if your company truly has this culture that once you send an email, the task is done, then most likely you will not have this difficulty that your team does not use CRM. The point number 12 is very small and it seems very obvious, but it is often missed. All messages that you and your team members will be sending through email, WhatsApp, or through SMS need to be templatized, right? It improves a lot of things. Another benefit of this practice is that if you have a well-defined process, then you will find it easy to make the templates. And if you make such templates, then managing the process would become easy. It gives clarity that you send such messages at this level. If this happens, then these 2-3 messages are to be sent, right? If this happens, then this message is to be sent. It becomes fantastic. Then this becomes one reason for them to use CRM. It also becomes very useful. It saves their time. One more thing is that if you make proper templates, then you can use benefit of that automation in CRM. Automation by which you can send WhatsApp and email campaigns. You can send WhatsApp and email messages, which can happen on a particular trigger, right? Think about this. It is a huge benefit. One more thing is that as the templatized communication is going, every time it would be proper. Your language is right, your grammar is appropriate, the tone is proper, and there is no chance of sending wrong messages. It will not be like all people are sending the messages in their own style. Till now, it has been an observation and research that all the messages which a salesperson or service person sends, more than 65% of those messages can be templatized. Think about it peacefully. You can also do it. If you do this, then not only your users' work would become easier, they would get one more major reason to use CRM. Just pay attention to one thing. Don't search for online templates, right? Even if you get them, you would still need to do your work. You can get some inspiration, but still work for it. You can use one thing, and that is ChatGPT. This can be done. All right, tell me, when a person leaves your job, then what should you do? Technical steps in relation to this have been discussed and covered in detail in the admin course, in the user related chapter, in the user management chapter. Do check it there. Here I'll tell you in short what as a boss you should know, right? The fundamental issue is what should be done about the leads, the opportunities, and the tickets. You need to assign them to somebody. Now think of it in this way. When someone comes to our organization, we have an onboarding process for him. Then in the same way, if someone leaves your organization, then you should have some offboarding process. The person should be handing over his tasks to someone. All such processes should be there. If that process is not there, then ensure it is there. If it exists, then why is it not there for CRM? It should be there for CRM too. It's very essential. All the work which was done by this person needs to be handed over to someone. Doing this is necessary. It is given in detail in the admin related course, but let's discuss the basics here. It is necessary that you assign records of all the pending and work in progress leads, opportunities, and tickets to someone else. If there's no such person, then assign these details to the boss, right? Assigning them to someone is necessary. Without this, it cannot continue. Contacts and customers of the person leaving, the accounts, and contact and other data should be assigned to a new responsible person. Okay? Understand one secret of business. If some person from you has left, and if no one is following up with the opportunities he had, would your customer wait? No, he would go away. The customer would not think that their employee has left, another one would come. He ran away as he was not assigned another responsible person for follow up. It will not happen like that. Your customer would be off. So consider this as real business. What is here should be existing, and what exists should be reflected here in the CRM. This should be the underlined policy for CRM. When someone leaves, doing this critical thing is necessary. It will hardly take 5 to 10 minutes, but do it. Avoiding it would be troublesome. All the meetings done by you should be based on CRM data. Don't do it without that. OPR dashboard is there, saved searches are there. All of this has been covered in detail in the admin part. I will not discuss it here. The reports module, when you discuss these three things with your team, keep CRM screen open and discuss. Okay? If all the data is in CRM and you discuss with paper and pen and Excel sheets, then it has got nothing to do with the data. Then it is wrong. Extremely wrong. Don't rely on spreadsheets unless and until the spreadsheet is linked with CRM. Got it? What does this mean? Sangam CRM can send your data to Google spreadsheet, right? If you are using such formatted data from Google spreadsheet based on CRM, then it is proper. Then chances are that you are not missing anything. Okay. Otherwise, it is problematic. When you do it in the spreadsheet, you will not get the real data. It is almost 20 years since we left using the spreadsheet for meetings. We started using CRM since 2004. All our sales meetings directly happen on CRM. We don't use the spreadsheet. We are talking about the best practices in the industries. The way in which a report is made in CRM and the rest of the things which you can make has been designed in the context of the best practices. Then why do you wish to use it in the old fashion? In a review meeting, take the source of the data. It may be either the spreadsheet or the CRM data. The first question you should ask is this data trustworthy? Generally, people use any rubbish data in the funnel. Don't do it. It's discussed in detail in the admin chapter. Secondly, if it is not trustworthy, then make it trustworthy. This is extremely necessary. It should be trustworthy. Reporting and analysis have a philosophy. If you understand this philosophy, then you will find it easier to extract data from CRM and analyzing it. So let's discuss this. We need to understand one concept: status versus analysis, right? What is this thing? Let's go into detail about system versus analysis. Assume that you are going somewhere and your car has many things which will help you navigate, and you are going in the night. One of them are the headlights and the other is a map. So what is the importance of these two? In the headlight, you should be able to see the road for 150 meters. Okay. And the map should show you all turns required to reach your destination. So your headlight will not show you the entire road till your destination, and it's not necessary also. And the headlight is like your status, right? You keep on getting it from your OPR dashboard. Is everything going right? Is it proper? And a map is the analytics. It will guide you to navigate till the future or the further steps. Analytics is that which informs you about that which is not visible, and the status is about that which is visible. So, what should you continuously monitor then? Your headlight or the map, isn't it? This makes it clear about what we should monitor daily. Do you need to see the analytics and the graphs, etc., in detail? Or do you need to see the OPR which would give you the answer? Please start thinking in this direction. So, the daily status checking can be done through your OPR dashboard, and OPR can assure you 100% that just by monitoring the OPR, you would know if everything is proper or not. If there's some disturbance, the OPR would tell it to you. I can tell with a guarantee. Of course, OPR is a short term analysis. It will tell you how things are happening these days and if there is any disturbance. Then, in relation to reporting and analysis, you would go in the reports module and make the reports, the graphs, see the charts, do the sorting, extract numbers in different ways. You need this data for long term analysis. You may need to do it on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis. Monitoring this may not be necessary every day. That's why there is no reporting module in the mobile app, but OPR is there. OPR is so powerful that you will get all the information that you need from it. You don't need to do a detailed analysis every day. It is like this. You don't constantly focus on the map. You focus continuously on the road, right? So that you don't go off road. You need the map only for each turn, just to confirm whether you are headed in the proper direction or not. The headlight should show you the way. Focus should be on the given road. Regarding CRM, your focus should be on OPR. Then the audit aspect is there. It is important, else we would not know whether we are headed in the right direction in our journey. Two types of analysis are done: data quality analysis, and process quality analysis. This you can do yourself. I have mentioned it here, and it is also given in detail in the admin course. Its predefined reports are also available. We call it exception reports. So, what is it and how are they typically made? Whose responsibility is it in the first place? This involves the responsibility of pointing out CRM admin reports it. That means the CRM admin would point out that all this problem is there. Whom would he tell it? Your team leader or you? The team leader or the boss will have the responsibility of resolving it. The team leader would take the action. The meaning of data quality analysis is a situation where the data is incorrect, incomplete, or inconsistent. There were some empty fields, or default data is there, or someone has inserted an A. All these are example of wrong data. All the analysis that you would do to correct such data is called data quality analysis. Then there is process quality analysis. What is this and what does this deal with? If you have missed a follow up, expected close date is missed, or the due date of the ticket is missed, all these mistakes are related to follow up. That means your process is not going correct. Or suppose your contract renewal date was missed. All these are issues with the follow up or the process issue. Or it can also be in this way: your sales process is going on, but no one is changing the status. This is also a PQA problem. If you observe the OPR dashboard, many of these problems would automatically become evident to you. Don't do this cleaning work only on day one. Don't think that you can do it only once a month. You can do it every day. It will run very smoothly. You can do some part daily, the part that can be done with OPR. Some part you will know when you do the analysis. How frequently this should be done will depend on your team size and complexity of your process. If your team size is large and your process is complex, then you may monitor this every hour, right? We have clients who monitor it in very real time. This means a problem has occurred, a red signal popped up, and then immediately the action was taken. In a small team, this may not be required. Now, let's talk about sales target, how we can manage it in a better way. Some people have said this to me. One client has asked me to do this thing, that when their user starts the CRM, then he should first come across a screen where the target and its achievement in relation to it should be displayed, right? Think on this silently. Will this really make a difference? Psychology indicates something else. This will not make any difference. Secondly, experience and research also says something different. If we focus more on lead indicators rather than lag indicators, then there will be difference. What it means is this: if we constantly badger our employees, see, your target was this and you only achieved this, how can this continue? Don't you think it is like a doctor telling a patient that your BP has increased, reduce it? Please give it a thought. If he knew how to reduce the BP, he would have done it. Then what should you talk about? The way to reduce the BP or the information that you have to reduce the BP? Think peacefully about this. Most of the time, the same mistakes are made. Some people say that we have linked this with incentive and therefore this should be displayed here. There is target management in CRM, not that it is not there, but don't put extra focus on that. Give extra focus on the lead indicators and not on lag indicators. Else the result would not come. Then you would say, I did not tell you this. So targets are important, but don't overrate it. They do not come if you focus on them too much. Now let's discuss OPR for bosses. OPR is a very fantastic dashboard. It is very powerful. We have prepared a very long video about it. It's not that long, but it is in detail. It is 4.2 and it comes after this, right? There it is explained in detail. What is its philosophy and psychology? As the boss, what you should be seeing and how it is monitored. If you spend 10 minutes every day using OPR, then it will be smooth for you. It can be seen on web as well as mobile. You can access it from anywhere. But first you need to configure it. It is mentioned in detail in the admin course. It is also there in the user course, right? In the admin course, the configuration from the admin side has been explained. Much of it is from the user side. You are also a user, isn't it? Then configure it accordingly. It has been mentioned in the reports chapter in the users course. You would need to do some work on this with regards to psychology because this is a very sophisticated tool. It is not complex. By sophisticated, I mean it is simple. We are not used to simplicity. Therefore, in the beginning, we feel that we don't get what we desire. But I know you will definitely get what you need there. For sure, you would get it. The 4.2 video is entirely for this. So, this OPR dashboard is your headlight, like the car headlight in the example. That one. It clearly gives you direction of all the things. One interesting aspect is this, and we'll discuss it in detail in the 4.2 video. The OPR dashboard is designed interestingly. In Ayurveda, there is one diagnostic system. Those who don't know, I will tell you. Ayurveda stands for Ayur, meaning life, and Veda meaning science. So it is life science or the approach of living a life. Get it this way. It has one method of diagnosis. It is called Nadi Parikshan. Right? The OPR is based on the concept of Nadi Parikshan. In Nadi Parikshan, a doctor keeps his finger on your vein for 60 seconds. Then he can tell you everything that is wrong with you. How fantastic it is. In the same way, we will come to know about such things in the 4.2 video. Now, I'll share some best practices and tips. So, we have covered everything till now. If you have not made any mistake in the 18 points discussed so far, your work would go 100% smoothly. Don't think about that. Just get involved. That's my final tip for you. We will meet in the next video 4.2, where we will discuss how the OPR dashboard can be useful to you as the boss or the team leader. We'll meet soon. Thanks for watching.